Hey, good morning, Saginaw Bay fishermen, fisherwomen. This is the Saginaw Bay weather forecast brought to you by Frank's Great Outdoors in Linwood. Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Dramatic weather pattern change coming over the next week. And that will really start to warm the water up. But as we start, it's still wintry today. Winter weather advisory is off to our west. But look at this big picture. Look at the atmosphere. I show you this. Remember when we were looking at the polar vortex coming down into the Great Lakes? Well, you're going to see a whole different scenario here as we go through this. There's our little wintry storm right now pulling off. Polar vortex is almost out of the screen way up to the north. Look at by the weekend, that's a much different flow. That's a southwesterly flow, and any kink in this is a storm system. So this is a Saturday, Sunday, Monday storm system. You see that kink this weekend. Details on that as we get closer. And then we continue. And you'll notice that in the southeast, a summertime ridge is expected to blow up, and we benefit from that if you want warmer temperatures. We go into a deep southwesterly flow in the first days of April, and you know that'll still shift out at times. That'll be very movable, high pressure ridge, but the point is a lot different weather pattern coming up. Of course, we have some snow showers today. Here's the radar forecast, and it's windy and it's cold. Too wavy out there as the cold air comes in and sets off snow showers. Not looking at anything as far as really accumulation, but you know that brings wind. So now let's look at the big picture for you. Remember, what we look at this is storm systems. We look at the barometric pressure. We look at the pressure lines, the isobars, those black lines. The closer they are together, the windier it is, the more they're spread apart, the less wind. So our storm moves off and we get into a lighter wind pattern. This is Wednesday. We'll look at it a little closer, and this is Thursday. And then the next storm system starts to form Friday into Saturday. Doesn't mean it'll be bad for boat fishing Friday or early Saturday. We'll just have to watch that as we get closer. But at some point, that storm rolls through Sunday into Monday. Rain, maybe to snow at the end of it. And then the pattern change. Everything comes from the south. You see the next rains in the first days of April. Don't have any snow on the north side of them. That means they're warmer rains and continue to come from the southwest. So big pattern change on the way. Here's that same model, closer look. Remember, my rule of thumb is a 5-mile-an-hour gust for every one isobar in lower Michigan. So something like this afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 isobars times 5, 25-mile-an-hour gusts. We go to tomorrow, still probably pretty cold. The wind dying at some point in the afternoon and evening. We go to Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Still cold, still a northwest wind, probably 5 to 15 miles an hour. Into Wednesday afternoon, maybe the winds die off. You got one isobar in lower Michigan. And as we go to Thursday, you got pretty light winds too. Thursday morning, the winds turn around to the southwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. And Thursday afternoon might not be too bad. So later in the week, now look at these temperatures. 30s today, cold, maybe 40 tomorrow. Wednesday, the upper 30s, that might be a little bit too cold with March sunshine, probably 40 degrees. Thursday into the low 50s. Friday, look at the kind of temperature gradient that can set up at this time of the year. 70s south, 30s in the UP. Saturday, that shows the signs of a storm system, a warm front, stormy weather when you got 70s next to 30s. Sunday and next Monday, the cold behind the storm system. And then we get into the first days of April and things really turn around. April 2nd, April 3rd, April 4th, April 5th, April 6th, April 7th. We will have northeast winds. We will have colder temperatures on the bay, but the point is the overall pattern is starting to turn warmer than normal. And here's a look from the long-range experts. 6 to 10 day forecast is about normal, above normal precip. 8 to 14 day is warmer than normal, maybe lean toward above normal precip. And the 3 to 4 week, April 5th to April 18th, warmer than normal, and still plenty of storm systems come through to provide us with the precipitation. Okay, so there you have it. We'll watch Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for possible light winds and some boat fishing. This is the Saginaw Bay weather forecast brought to you by Frank's Great Outdoors of Linwood. I'm meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.